The Wirral was rocked by the local council elections yesterday as the Labour Party lost control of the peninsula. Labour lost crucial votes in Birkenhead and Tranmere, Pensby and Fingal and Prenton, with two cabinet members losing seats. The Green Party and Conservatives gained, although the latter suffered a cataclysmic night, losing over 1,200 seats. Some say that Brexit swayed a lot of people when heading to the polls, and that they do not feel as though the two major parties can be trusted with pushing a deal over the line. Politics student Stephen Russell has more on the matter.
First, it's important to distinguish between the main reasons people vote in local and general elections. I can't speak for everybody, but I personally believe that locally a lot of voters might be more tempted to vote for issues that immediately affect them, rather than a more holistic viewpoint that might be taken in a general election. However, this isn't always the case. I know that I myself do try to vote for the local politician who represents the party that I support. I think that voting behaviour in the general election will be fairly similar to the patterns emerging here, purely based in the Labour and Conservative parties showing clear incompetences in large divisive issues, the obvious example being Brexit. Despite this, I do think a lot of people can be drawn into voting for your two larger parties based on the principle that smaller parties, like the Green Party, are never likely to be voted in, so you're essentially wasting your vote and not really getting a say. This is something that I personally do. I myself vote for Labour, and that's purely because a vote for anybody else would elude a vote for the Conservative Party, so my vote counts against them, and Labour is the best vehicle for that. As mentioned before, I have mirrored this in local elections, but despite not necessarily being Labour's biggest fan, I do strongly support my current local MP, Tony Lloyd, based on his ideals for the Rochdale area. Brexit has played a pivotal factor in these votes and will continue to do so for many years to come. Never has something so visibly divided the UK, and it has definitively piqued the public's interest in political happenings, which is a benefit, may I add. With the nature of Brexit being primarily left-wing against right-wing, I think that it's difficult for people to stay impartial and make a decision based entirely on logic. Additionally, patriotism plays a role, and it isn't uncommon for people to blindly support movements such as this in the name of their country. I do not think that it is important that Brexit is delivered. While I understand and appreciate the argument that democracy rules, and the people voted for this, I don't think that stands so long after the initial vote, especially with how much has happened since then. While we've been stuck in this limbo, it has come out that the Leave Party exaggerated many figures and allegedly lied, and we have started to see the negative impacts that leaving the EU will bring. Companies like Barclays are already jumping ship and relocating to Ireland rather than face the turbulence. I believe that we should have another more informed vote and see where we go from there. I think it's hard to predict whether we could have a hung Parliament come 2023, because I do not think it is likely that either Theresa May or Jeremy Corbyn will lead their respective parties come that time. They've both shown aversions to leadership. May fancies herself as a modern-day Thatcher, who also didn't lead very well, but without the steel. And Corbyn is an idealist. While wanting to jump to £10 an hour minimum wage is commendable and should be applauded, I think as a leader, it just shows no foresight, because doing that would increase sweatshops around the world. I think that with the big changes to the two larger parties, the future political climate in the UK will be unstable at best and unpredictable.